for letting me walk you through my day. I'm going to be a little graphic with you.
And they found a dead person who has been dead for so long that their skull has been eaten.
We get a call today at the local Wal-Mart here in town that a gentleman has called 911. He has told the operator that there is a black trash bag in his truck. And whenever he opened this truck, there was blood inside the bag that had come out.
There was blood in her bag.
Yes, sir.
There is.
How bad was she?
There is.
How bad was she?
There is a body part.
Oh God,
in
man!
this bag.
You guys have got to get out of there. Do not be home on Halloween. I'm serious. John, you got to renounce Emmanuel as the Savior. Go back to Jesus. I'm not shitting you. The aliens are coming.
29 października 2020 roku funkcjonariusze w Hot Springs w stanie Arkansas otrzymali niepokojące zgłoszenie od mężczyzny imieniem Adam Webb. Z jego słów wynikało, że po powrocie na parking po zakupach w Wal-Marcie zauważył na pace pickupa podejrzany worek na śmieci. To, co odkryto w środku, było początkiem szeroko zakrojonego śledztwa prowadzonego w kilku hrabstwach. Na miejsce zdarzenia przybyli funkcjonariusze z Departamentu Szeryfa z Hot Springs, aby rozpocząć dochodzenie. Wkrótce stało się jasne, że będą potrzebowali wsparcia.
They don't know where this come from? Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Tell them to come on. It's a head. Maybe a woman's head.
All right, let's make sure. Let's go ahead and let's get her parked over there. Let's go ahead and block this out.
Okay, he needs out.
Who looked in it?
Huh?
Who looked in it?
Both of us. She just kind of.
Is it a real head or?
Oh yeah, no, it's real.
Make sure it's
A woman,
Halloween
looks
or
like
not.
a woman. No, it looks like a woman's head. That's the owner right there, Sarge. That's the owner of the truck right there.
So just put it back in his car.
That's what we're trying. This is Walmart. He's trying to get the film here, but that's the owner. I don't think so.
No, I wasn't
She-
sure. I was like,
She's got a black eye and everything. And it smells like real blood. So, yeah.
Funkcjonariuszom ukazał się makabryczny widok. W porzuconym worku znaleźli ludzką głowę z zakrwawionymi fragmentami odzieży. Było to niedługo przed Halloween, więc początkowo mieli nadzieję, że to żart. Niestety była to brutalna rzeczywistość. Kiedy przystąpili do zabezpieczenia miejsca zdarzenia, zdali sobie sprawę, że przestępstwo może mieć znacznie większy zasięg niż początkowo przypuszczali.
Hold off on that one. See what I see?
Yeah.
Go around this. Also, go back around and come it this way. Look what's in that cart. Hey, Sarge. They're saying it didn't happen here, but does that not look like could be something on that?
Ponieważ funkcjonariusze znaleźli fragmenty ubrania prawdopodobnie poplamionego krwią, dwukrotnie przeanalizowali nagrania z kamer monitoringu. Chcieli upewnić się, że worek znajdował się już na pace pick-upa w momencie jego przyjazdu oraz że z samochodu nie usunięto żadnych dowodów. Niestety, analiza nie przyniosła nowych wskazówek. Worek już znajdował się na pace ciężarówki, zanim ta dotarła na miejsce. To oznaczało, że Adam Webb, kierowca pick-upa, musiał odpowiedzieć na wiele pytań.
That's your truck? That's my truck. How long ago did you pull up here?
I don't know. Within an hour, I just got a little bit of groceries. They're in the back seat.
Okay.
I came out, I saw that bag in the back. I thought it was just somebody putting trash in my truck, which has happened before.
Yeah.
So I opened that outside bag,
And I saw there was another bag inside of it with what looked like some clothes and some blood on it. And so that's when I walked away and called 911. Okay. Let's get you out of the rain. Just have you seat in my car real quick. You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. I figured just get you out of the rain. I don't want people thinking that you're in trouble. You just put the first in there and saw the bag? Yeah, I saw the bag. I said, oh, somebody's throwing trash back here or something. So I opened the first one to see if it was garbage, and then I saw some red and what looked like some socks or something. Okay. Yeah, so you just want to have a seat? Let me go deal with them real quick. Actually, I'm going to get this out of your way. Thank you. You're not in trouble, like I said. All right. If you need anything, just holler at me, okay?
Może się wydawać mało prawdopodobne, że sprawca przestępstwa sam zadzwoni pod numer 911, ale takie przypadki zdarzają się bardzo często. Funkcjonariusze szybko zbierają Webba na lokalny komisariat na przesłuchanie. Chcą się upewnić, że jest on niewinny, a poza tym mają nadzieję ustalić, kiedy worek trafił do jego ciężarówki. Kiedy Webb przybywa na komisariat, funkcjonariusze pozostawiają go w zasadzie samego na 40 minut. Być może musieli się zająć innymi czynnościami, ale równie dobrze mogła to być celowa taktyka. Policja często stosuje takie metody, aby zwiększyć niepokój i napięcie u potencjalnych podejrzanych, co z kolei może sprawić, że podczas przesłuchania popełniają błędy.
We're trying to just piece together what's going on. I do not believe that you have any part in this. You're not under arrest. You're free to get up and leave anytime you want to. Okay, I want you to understand that. We just want you to help us so that we can try to piece together what happened.
Okay.
So where all have you been today?
Today,
yes, sir.
Just to Wal-Mart.
Okay, so you left from your house and went to Walmart, and then tell me what happened when you got to Walmart.
I got there around noon or so, had a short grocery list, just a couple of things, milk, flour, eggs. Wife's doing some baking. Came back out to the truck. I noticed something in the back and looked a little weird, so opened it up. I saw what looked like blood, and I backed away and called 911.
Okay. You didn't see what was in the bag?
No.
Okay.
Well, I saw there was another bag, and it looked like there was some red liquid all over it and maybe some socks or something.
Okay.
And that was all I saw.
Have you noticed anything unusual last night and heard any noises, anybody strange in the neighborhood, vehicles, anything like that?
No. I have seen a guy walking down the street, older gentleman with a backpack a couple of times, and I don't know where he's going to, but
okay.
I see him walking up and down Malvern, and then I walk down our street, so I don't know if he just walks everywhere or what, but I don't know him.
Would there be anywhere on your street that maybe somebody has a homeless camp? Like, is there any woods or anything right around your house or anything like that?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
You know, we walk our dog up and down the street all the time, and there's only one vacant lot, which is kind of at the end of Spencer on the right. But like I said, the house next door to me hadn't had anybody living in it in years, but there have been contractors in there for months now.
You mentioned the house, or
Yeah, go ahead.
if needed, I don't even know that we need to yet. But would you, the consent form that we walked through earlier about your vehicle, would you also do that for your house as well?
Yeah.
Just to kind of cross our, T's, dot our I's types. And I don't even know that we need to do that yet, but just in case we do.
Yeah.
Would you be okay with that?
I'd be fine.
Okay.
Because somebody might have left something somewhere else that would help us,
Sure.
if we're looking for whatever. That would help.
Warto zauważyć, że policja często zapewnia ludzi, że nie są podejrzani i nie mają żadnych problemów, nawet jeśli rzeczywistość wygląda inaczej. Takie podejście ma uspokoić ludzi i sprawić, że będą bardziej skłonni do rozmowy. W tym jednak przypadku organy ścigania mają solidne podstawy, by sądzić, że Webb nie ma nic wspólnego z przestępstwem. Podczas przesłuchania ustalono, że głowa należy do 63-letniej Connie Joanne Goodwin. Connie mieszkała w Deerfield w stanie Missouri, oddalonym o około 300 mil od Hot Springs. Była świetną matką i nauczycielką, która przez wiele lat z pasją uczyła w lokalnej szkole. Uwielbiała patchwork, szycie, pracę w ogrodzie, ale przede wszystkim poświęcała się szóstce swoich dzieci, które wychowywała z ogromnym oddaniem i miłością. 28 października Po tym jak kobieta nie pojawiła się w pracy, gdzie była zatrudniona jako likwidator szkód objętych ubezpieczeniami zdrowotnymi, jej współpracowniczka pojechała do jej domu, aby upewnić się, czy wszystko w porządku. Kiedy dotarła na miejsce, zastała drzwi zamknięte, więc zadzwoniła na policję. Za ich pomocą weszła do środka i odkryła zwłoki koni w wannie. Policja skłamała rodzinie koni, mówiąc, że wygląda to na wypadek. Koni miała się poślizgnąć i upaść, ale rzeczywistość była o wiele gorsza. John, od 45 lat mąż koni, był w szoku. Nie tylko dlatego, że dowiedział się o tajemniczej śmierci swojej żony, ale także dlatego, że tego samego dnia zaginął bez śladu jego syn Aaron. Aaron był spokojnym, religijnym człowiekiem, który często wybierał się na piesze wędrówki, by obcować z naturą i odnaleźć spokój. Gdy zniknął, John natychmiast zaczął się obawiać najgorszego i szybko zgłosił jego zaginięcie. Kiedy jednak policja próbowała skontaktować się z Johnem, aby go przesłuchać, nie odbierał telefonów. Funkcjonariusze stopniowo tracili cierpliwość.
Goodwin here. Leave a message.
This is Officer Chris Shape with the Hot Springs Police Department. I'm trying to give you a call in reference to your son being missing. I will give you approximately 5 to 7 minutes after this call is ended, and I will call back on a block number. Please answer. Again, this is Officer Chris Chapin with the Hot Springs Police Department. Thank you.
If you would, just come on in and have a seat anywhere.
Okay.
And I'll be right back. And I appreciate you coming in.
That's fine. Mom? Yeah. Hi. Hey, I can't talk right now. I'm at the police station. Because Aaron went missing, and I turned him in as a missing person. And they came to the motel and just got me here about 20 minutes ago. So I'm sitting in here waiting for him to come and talk to me, I guess.
When did that happen?
Last night he went missing and never came back this morning.
Kiedy funkcjonariusze wchodzą do pokoju, od razu widać ich nastawienie. Nie starają się, by John poczuł się swobodnie, ani nie zaczynają od żadnych uprzejmości. Wyraźnie pokazują, że to oni mają władzę i kontrolują sytuację, prawdopodobnie licząc na to, że takie podejście skłoni Johna do ujawnienia wszystkiego, co wie.
Mr. Goodwin, this is Detective Hunter Scott. I'm Detective Sergeant Freeman.
How are you?
I'm all right. There's my credentials if you'd like to see it.
Okay.
All right, so, like I said, we're here to ask you about this report, do some follow-up with you about this report you made this morning about your son. Now, your son is Aaron Enoch Goodwin, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and you're John Goodwin?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Just so I know, the officers do the best they can as making reports with all the complete details, but let me just let you just act like you're starting from the very beginning with me and tell me what's going on with your son and all of that.
Are you guys believers? Can I ask you that? Are you Christians?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Believers?
sir.
Okay. Now I help.
Okay.
He's, I think, I'm not sure. He's not been right. And he thinks God wanted him to go on a walkabout. And I'm trying to help him. And I brought him down here and rented that place for 3 days. He was going to go on his walkabout. So I went in and rented it. Came back out, he's going through his gear. And I'm standing there talking to him. And he goes, well, yeah, I'll be up in a minute. Okay. I him-hawed around a little bit, talking with him. I said, well, I can see you want me to leave. I don't know. So you can do whatever you're going to do. Went up to the room, probably a span of an hour or so, and I go, something's not right. You know, he'd been up here by now. And when I'm down, he's gone. His gear's gone.
Okay. And this is last night?
This was last night.
Okay.
I think we rolled in there about 8-ish, maybe before.
Does your son still live with you?
He has a trailer beside my house.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you are from where?
I'm from Deerfield, Missouri.
I'll refer back to this. Does he work anywhere?
He was working at the Eagles Club in Nevada, Missouri, but he just dropped out. A month ago, maybe.
How long has he lived in this trailer next to you?
Oh, too long.
Okay. How old is he?
What I mean is, he's dropped out. You know what I'm saying?
Dropped out.
Of life. He's not
Okay.
taking care of stuff.
Okay. Does he have any mental diagnoses?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Not really, but I mean, you can tell when someone's not thinking right, saying off the wall stuff, like about God and stuff even, you know, it's like.
Okay. So I guess, who came up with that to come to Hot Springs, you or Aaron?
Well, he wanted to come down here and do his walkabout. I assumed, and I said, why would you come to a city of 35,000 people? But I guess I got to look at the map, and there's a lot of mountains and stuff around here.
Okay.
It's the only thing I can figure out. I'm trying to piece it together. I was going to try to talk him into just coming home.
So when did y'all leave? When did you and Aaron leave Deerfield?
We left my house, I'm thinking around, almost 12:40, maybe something like that. Just guessing on these.
Yesterday?
Yeah. Yes, yesterday.
Opisane przez Johna zachowanie syna wskazuje na klasyczne cechy psychozy. Psychoza to stan psychiczny, w którym ludzie mają trudności z odróżnieniem rzeczywistości od fikcji. Często ich myśli i zachowania są zniekształcone przez paranoję lub idee wielkościowe. Jednak pytanie, które nurtuje funkcjonariuszy, brzmi: na ile szczery jest John? Szczególnie po tym, co mówi dalej.
What about mom?
I found out she's dead this morning.
You found out that...
They found her dead this morning.
Who did?
A co-worker. She didn't come into work, and they found her dead in the tub.
And that's your wife?
That's my wife.
Are y'all still married?
Oh, yeah.
What's her name?
Her name was Connie. So, I've been trying to piece this day together, obviously. I don't know. I'm waiting. I was so messed up. I called my brother to come and drive me home. My brother and sister-in-law, and they're on their way. I didn't think I could drive when I found out. I couldn't have. I did okay now.
Okay, so you're saying that someone found your wife's coworker found her.
That's correct.
Dead in the tub.
Yeah, she did. She didn't clock in, and they got worried.
And when did you receive this information?
This morning, after I'd called here a little while, maybe hour or so later.
So after you reported your son missing, you found out that your wife was deceased?
Yeah.
Zrozumiałe jest, że po tych niepokojących zbiegach okoliczności funkcjonariusze podejrzewają Johna i zaczynają go wypytywać, kto wpadł na pomysł, aby tu przyjść. Prawdopodobnie chcą sprawdzić, czy to, co się stało z jego żoną, mogło być wcześniej zaplanowane. A tak przy okazji, jeśli ten film Cię zaciekawił, kliknij przycisk subskrypcji. To naprawdę wspiera kanał. A teraz wróćmy do tematu.
Right, so when y'all left, you and Aaron left your house yesterday between 12 and 1.
Yeah.
Did y'all come straight to Hot Springs?
Correct. Yeah, we came down 49 to 71 to here. 71 is like a snake.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
That's why it took. I mean, Google says 6 hours, but I think it took me 7. You know, maybe more.
Well, yeah,
it was foggy and stuff.
Curvy as that road is, and the weather.
And I'm unfamiliar with the.
Right. Okay. So
I drive on the prairie all the time.
So Aaron hadn't had a job for some time.
At least he hasn't been in there for a month, I'd say.
Okay. And what did he do at the Eagles Club?
Well, he was a tender and server.
Okay.
Bartender and server.
And so, you say Aaron came up with the idea of coming to Hot Springs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And see, when y'all came into Hot Springs, y'all went straight to the Double Tree?
Mm-hmm. Except I got lost once.
Okay. That's easy to do, too.
I wound up somewhere and got back on 270 or whatever.
We got so many highways that are named 270.
Other than that, yeah, I found finding that out. Other than that, we went straight there the best I could.
270, 270B, and yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So y'all went straight to the hotel, checked in somewhere around 8 o'clock last night.
I'd say so, yeah.
So when y'all checked in, who checked in? You or?
I did.
Okay.
And then when I came out to give him his key card, that's the story I told you. He was milling around in his gear and getting stuff ready. And he didn't act like he wanted to be there. And I could tell that. I could take a hint, I guess. I said, well, I'll go settle in. But like I said, after an hour went by, I said, something is not right. He should have been up here. He didn't have that much gear. Backpack. I don't know what else. I didn't look.
So after about an hour, being in the room for about an hour, you said something's not right because he hadn't come up to the room, so you went out to check on him?
Yeah, I got that funny feeling, you know how you do? Like he should be here.
Right.
But surely by now.
Okay.
Yeah, then gone.
And so when you went down to check, he wasn't there?
He wasn't there.
Okay.
And so I walked around, but there's not many places to walk to.
Right.
The lake right there, you know. Mm-hmm. I didn't walk around that far because I didn't know where to go, of course. But it's just weird.
Okay. How long were y'all planning on being down here?
3 days. Well, I was going to try to talk him into going home, and I was missing work because of weather. And I thought, maybe we could just turn around and go back home. But he planned on 3 days, but I wasn't going to stay till he came up missing. And I heard about my wife this morning. I couldn't drive this morning after that. I couldn't focus for a minute. I knew where I was, but it's like, what the hell is going on here?
Now, Connie is Aaron's biological mother, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And
I know it's crazy, ain't it? That's what I've been dealing with.
Yeah.
I've been trying to piece it all together.
Przesłuchujący Johna funkcjonariusz prawdopodobnie chciałby dowiedzieć się więcej o zaginięciu koni, ale na razie musi skupić się na Aaronie. Tymczasem inni policjanci współpracują z biurem szeryfa hrabstwa Vernon, które prowadzi śledztwo w sprawie śmierci koni. Jednak to, co John mówi dalej, sprawia, że funkcjonariuszowi trudno skupić się tylko na zaginięciu Aarona.
And you've tried calling him, right?
Yeah.
And is it going straight to his voicemail, or is it ringing a few times before it goes to a voicemail, or?
It rang a few times. Then I text.
All right.
Do you know what kind of phone he has?
Matter of fact, I didn't tell you that. I have his phone because somebody brought it to the desk this morning. I got this text. I don't have it on me, but I got this text from him this morning, or from his phone. This said, found this phone in the bed of my truck in Hot Springs. Not sure why it's in the bed of my truck, but I'm leaving it at the front desk of the Doubletree Inn in Hot Springs. I said, okay, thanks.
And that was today?
Yes, this morning. I didn't think to grab that thing. I should have did that. So I was wondering about him. So whoever it was returned his phone.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be on their surveillance?
Maybe.
What if it was him?
Maybe.
Why would he be there at that time in the morning? You know, see, after I didn't see him.
Okay.
W obliczu żałoby ludzie często zapominają ważne szczegóły. Funkcjonariusze muszą ustalić, czy właśnie tak jest w przypadku Johna, czy może jego zachowanie wskazuje na coś bardziej niepokojącego. John tłumaczy, że przeglądał telefon swojego syna, szukając w nim jakichkolwiek wskazówek, które mogłyby pomóc ustalić, dokąd Aaron mógł się udać.
And you said there were messages about condolences
from his friend, one of his friends,
about,
just the one, about his mom. That came later in the day. He probably saw it on Facebook or something.
Okay.
My assumption.
Was that posted on Facebook?
I don't know. Or somebody may have told him.
Do you know what happened?
No, I haven't found out yet.
Did they tell you anything about it?
Last I knew, right before you guys came, they took her to the funeral home, and then they were going to take her for an autopsy. Is that the way you do it normally?
Depend. They didn't tell you anything about. I mean,
Nobody. Yeah, I was talking. That's what Keela, I think she was trying to tell me when she called. She said,
Okay.
"I got to talk to you when you're done." So I assume I was just talking to her about that she might have some news on that. But.
okay.
So, I may have wrote this down.
I know.
My memory is terrible.
This is a weird
so please
story.
forgive me.
I know.
So who?
I guess you guys see a lot.
So you said Connie's coworker found her.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. And then your son-in-law is the one that called you.
Yeah, see, he's off on military business in Indiana or somewhere. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't make it, but they got a hold of him and he got a hold of me because her coworker is also his niece.
Okay. The one that found her is.
That's correct.
Is Terry's
niece.
It's Terry's niece.
Okay.
They got in by the law. The law got him in because the door was locked. And because I called her, no answer. I'm going, what the heck? Well, she has, I call them seizures. They don't diagnose her as that. They call them, the doctors actually call them spells because they can't figure out what's wrong with her. And she'll have to lay down a day or two.
So that's when you called your brother and sister-in-law?
Correct. Well, I didn't know what was wrong yet.
Right.
So they get up to my house, and the coworker gets there, and then all about the same time they call 911, and then the law came in and opened it up, the door, because it was locked.
Obaj oficerowie mają jeszcze wiele pytań do Johna, ale jego następna odpowiedź sprawia, że obaj zaniemówili.
So you were intending on staying here for 3 days?
No, I was going to just go back to work.
Okay.
You know, this morning.
But was Aaron planning on staying here for 3 days? Because the reservation was for 3 days, right?
That was his plan.
Okay.
Because I said, if we're going to do this, you've got to have a plan. I'm not just chasing my tail now. And that was his plan. He told me.
Okay. Do you know what all he had in his backpack?
I have no idea.
Change of clothes, food?
Oh, sure he had clothes.
Okay.
It wasn't a real big backpack. He did have a black plastic bag too, though. Come to think of it. Like a trash bag.
Okay.
It's not in the truck or anything. So that's gone. So he might have had stuff in there. Well, I'm sure he did. He threw it in the back when we left. It was raining. I just assumed he's keeping it dry. So that's true. He could have that black backpack was black, and then a black trash can. I mean, he could have dumped it. I don't know.
Do momentu jego przesłuchania każdy funkcjonariusz w Hot Springs już wie o czarnym worku na śmieci, o którym wspomina John, i wie, co się w nim znajduje. Wciąż jednak nie wiadomo, jak worek znalazł się w ciężarówce Adama Webba. Obojętny ton, z jakim John mówi o worku, sugeruje, że naprawdę może nie mieć pojęcia, co jest w środku. Gdyby wiedział, zachowanie takiego spokoju raczej nie byłoby możliwe. Jednak ten spokój nie trwa długo.
So everyone left, and I was leaving. Here's where it gets weird. As I was leaving, I said, "Are you ready?" I said goodbye to Connie, kiss, and all that. I locked the door behind me. He said, "I need you to go to Wal-Marte, which is in Fort Scott. Here's Fort Scott. Here's my house." I said, I need you to get a pair of black gloves, dress gloves, leather if you can. Well, you don't have no such thing.
Black dress leather gloves?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I said, why don't we get them on the way? Why backtrack? He said, would you do it for me? He said, I got to have prayer. I need a little time. Okay. I went there. That was about maybe 15-minute drive.
He didn't go with you?
No, he stayed there.
Okay.
He stayed there. That was the whole deal. He said he wanted to have prayer for a while. Would I go get these gloves? I said, well, just wait. No, I really need you to do this. So I went to look for them. I didn't find any, but I did buy a couple items from Walmart. And I noticed on my receipt I checked out at 12, I think it was 12:32, because I was trying to put all these times together.
Okay.
I was, today, when I finally got myself together, I got to thinking about, this is weird. Okay? So I come home, and here's my driveway, here's the road, and there he is at the end of the driveway. I thought it was weird. I stopped, and he threw the plastic bag in there. He already had his backpack in there, I think, and hopped in, and I said, already said bye to Mom. I guess I'm ready. I just wanted to get down here before dark because I can't see very well, driving in the dark and the rain together. And I didn't know if it was raining or not. That's it. Then we left.
Did you tell him that you couldn't find the gloves, or?
Right. I said we'd have to go to JCPenney's or something like that. That's what the lady at the store suggested. Because I said, is there a men's clothing store around? No, no fortune.
Didn't say what he wanted black dress leather gloves for?
He'd been just all black lately. Black clothes, for the most part. No, he didn't say why. I wondered that too. So where you got, I don't know what you're doing.
And he's at his trailer when he asked you to do this?
Okay, here's the trailer sets here, my driveway's here. He was right just at the end of the driveway. I just drove, and the road is here, so I just stopped. I found that strange. But not really, I guess, because he was wanting to get going,
Right. But when he asked you to go get the gloves, where was he at?
He was right here. Here's my door. Here's his trailer. He was right about here, because the truck was pulled in here.
Okay.
And I'm ready to go.
Right.
Because it's going to get dark, I said, okay, whatever. It's just going to take more time. So I noticed, I was wondering what time we actually left. So if I clocked out there, on my receipt, I bought some heat, something else, I don't know, a couple items. It was 12:32. So if it took me 15 minutes to get home, see, it's nearly 1 time we left, 1:45 or something.
Okay.
It's about a 12-15 minute drive to that store from my house.
Okay.
The route I took.
Okay.
And I didn't go back in the house because I knew she was working anyway, and we'd already said goodbye. She thought I was gone. She didn't know about this little deal, about running around chasing my tail.
Okay. So when you said goodbye to Connie, she thought you were
gone.
Yeah, and then afterwards you say Aaron
wanted me to go do this errand. Well, he said he had prayer. He said, I gotta have prayer before we go.
Okay.
One final time. So that'll give me time. I'm not understanding that, but you don't think he killed her, do you?
Mr. Goodwin, I have no idea.
That's what after I got to thinking, I went, oh my God. I don't either. But that's why I did a kind of went back in my mind as best I could and looked at texts and phone calls and those receipts to try to put a time on it.
What's your feeling?
I think he might. I think he might have.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think I'm leaving nothing out. If I think of something, I will. It's just been acting so crazy. I don't want to believe that. I don't believe any of this.
Po raz pierwszy John otwarcie rozważa możliwość, że to jego syn może być odpowiedzialny za śmierć Connie. Na tym etapie śledztwa mamy dwie opcje. Albo Aaron rzeczywiście zabił swoją matkę, albo John próbuje zrzucić winę na syna.
Just all the time. It's all the times I'm thinking about what happened, who was there, who wasn't. I don't know that he went back in there. Why would he send me on a wild goose chase? I'm gonna have to plug this in if we're gonna,
Okay.
if it's gonna work. I got it. I can go get a cord out of the truck, or I can plug it in the truck, or,
Okay.
but I don't have a wall port, do you? For LG Android?
I can see if we can find
You
one.
may have a charger here, though.
I'll see if we can find one, and I'll check with
Can we play it
Scott.
here?
Yes, sir, if you would. I'll be
You wanna
right.
take this?
No, just hang tight.
Okay.
Funkcjonariusze wychodzą z pokoju, aby przejrzeć nagrania z hotelu i zweryfikować kolejność wydarzeń przedstawioną przez Johna. Gdy zostawiają go samego, wyraźnie widać, że mężczyzna zmaga się z emocjami. Jak bardzo wersja wydarzeń Johna różni się od tego, co funkcjonariusze odkryli na nagraniach? O 19:43 kamery zarejestrowały, jak ciężarówka Johna wjeżdża na parking hotelu Doubletree. Wchodzi do holu, aby się zameldować, a następnie kieruje się do wind, co zgadza się z jego zeznaniem. Jedyną ważną rozbieżnością między tym, co John powiedział śledczym, a tym, co widać na nagraniach, jest to, że wchodzi do budynku i z niego wychodzi kilka razy więcej niż twierdził, korzystając z windy. Możliwe, że funkcjonariusze celowo sugerowali, że wersja wydarzeń Johna bardziej odbiega od prawdy, niż to faktycznie miało miejsce, aby wywołać u niego panikę i sprawić, aby uwierzył, że kamery zarejestrowały więcej niż w rzeczywistości i skłonić go do przyznania się. Tymczasem najciekawsze nagranie pochodziło z parkingu. Widać, jak Aaron oddala się od ciężarówki, trzymając w ręce czarny worek na śmieci. Worek, w którym prawdopodobnie jest głowa jego matki. Przez chwilę wygląda na zagubionego, a potem wraca. I wygląda na to, że kładzie worek na śmieci na pacę ciężarówki, obok której zaparkował jego ojciec. Ciężarówka należy do Adama Webba, który przypadkiem znalazł się w niewłaściwym miejscu o niewłaściwym czasie. Aaron wychodzi z pola widzenia kamery i znika w ciemnościach. Powód tego zachowania staje się jasny w czasie dalszej rozmowy śledczych z jego ojcem.
All right. Some of my other coworkers have been in contact with Vernon County, Missouri, and I don't know how else other states to say this other than just come out and right out and say it. They are investigating Connie's death as a homicide investigation. They haven't given us a whole lot of details, but with being told that, and also that it is believed that Aaron may have had something to do with it.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So if there's anything else that you know, you need to tell us.
That's it.
In any conversation down here with that information, knowing that, any conversation on your way down here.
There was a note.
There was a note.
Forgot about that. It's in my cup holder. It said something like, I thought I was doing God's will.
In this note.
That's all it said.
And you found that when?
This morning. Yeah, but I stuck it in my cup holder.
Where was it when you found it?
It was on my console, top of my console.
Okay. And it says...
And it was on top of the room key, and I just stuck it in my cup holder, but then I got to thinking about that.
And it said what again?
I believed I was doing God's will, but I didn't know what that meant, so it didn't make sense to me.
That's the whole content of the note?
That's it.
Wiele z tego, co John mówi, a także to, co przemilczał z perspektywy czasu, wydaje się wyjątkowo podejrzane. Trzeba jednak pamiętać, że od dawna zmaga się z problemami syna cierpiącego na chorobę psychiczną i urojenia. Znalezienie takich notatek może nie być dla niego zupełnym zaskoczeniem, jednak w tym kontekście wywołuje grozę. Funkcjonariusze zostawiają Johna samego, by mógł znaleźć odpowiedzi na swoje pytania.
Every time we leave, we get more information, so Again, some of my coworkers have been contacting Vernon County. We've got a search warrant for your truck, a search warrant for your hotel room. We have the trash bag that was in your truck that you said Aaron was doing something with last time you saw him. And there is evidence in that bag that relates to the death of your wife.
There's more, ain't there?
I'm trying to figure out how I want to say this.
Okay.
I guess the easiest way for let me walk you through my day. I guess let's do that. Let's do it that way. I'm going to be a little graphic with you, just so I make sure that you understand exactly what's happening here. Okay. So we get a call today at the local Wal-Mart here in town. Okay. That a gentleman has called 911, and he has told the operator that there is a black trash bag in his truck, in the bed of his truck. He's never seen it before, and whenever he opened this truck, there was blood inside the bag that had come out.
There was blood in the bag?
Yes, sir.
Lots of blood? I mean, from what? I mean...
Also...
I'd like to know that.
Yeah.
There is...
How bad was she?
There is...
How bad was she?
There is a body part.
Oh, God, man.
In this bag.
What was it, her?
And it, by all intents and purposes, it does appear that it is your wife. So I think you now maybe can understand a little bit why we're treating this the way that we are, and why we're trying to get as much information from you as we possibly can.
How come you think it's her? Tell me, just tell me.
You want me to be blunt with you?
Yeah.
Your wife was decapitated.
What the hell? You gotta be kidding. Nobody told me. They knew, didn't they? I mean, my family knew.
I don't know what they have been told.
If law enforcement went out with them, they probably didn't let them see her.
But Becca went in there, I heard.
Usually, if law enforcement goes out with
maybe not
someone, they aren't going to let her in.
Na tym etapie śledczy są pewni, że John nie ma nic wspólnego ze śmiercią żony ani zaginięciem syna. Niestety jego życie rozsypało się w ciągu zaledwie 24 godzin, choć nie ponosi za to żadnej winy. Najgorsze w tym wszystkim było to, że po tym, co się stało, jego syna wciąż nie udawało się namierzyć. Funkcjonariusze wiedzieli, że Aaron ma dostęp do broni i znajduje się na skraju załamania psychicznego. Przestępca był na wolności i nikt nie mógł przewidzieć, czy uderzy ponownie. 5 miesięcy później funkcjonariusze z rejonu Hot Springs odebrali zgłoszenie od lokalnej rodziny, która odkryła coś dziwnego na swojej posesji. 2 policjanci ruszyli do lasu, prowadzeni przez właścicieli 40-akrowej działki. Zaszokowani odkryli, że czeka na nich więcej niż jedna niespodzianka.
You go somewhere else? Okay.
Yeah, this is thick. We're taking these easy.
So how did you guys find this? I mean, I know you were looking about timber, but I mean, how did y'all end up in here?
I wanted to cruise the north side and see if I could find a homeless encampment.
Ah, so you saw this like a little bit of clear cut, and so you started hiking. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, really, I don't know that this is your way, but okay. Have I ever told you guys? No, I haven't, but I love the outdoors, but the outdoors doesn't love me. I end up with chiggers, rashes, ticks every time I go outside of anything. That's gonna be, yeah. I guarantee you. Let me see your gloves. The rest of the body's there.
Yeah, see how it's sticking out on that
feet. Oh, here's the jacket. Oh yeah, yeah. You see the insect activity.
Oh yeah.
In the area of 833 Central.
Watch out! What? Right here.
Male has jeans and a jean jacket. He appears to be extremely intoxicated.
All right.
Walking back and forth in the crosswalk.
Yeah, they could have just died right here. Yeah, that's what it looks like. All right.
And animals just got into him.
Yeah.
Policja szybko ustaliła, że ciało znalezione w lesie należało do Aarona Goodwina. Do dziś nie wiadomo, dlaczego zabił swoją matkę. Wszystko wskazuje na to, że przeżywał epizod psychotyczny i wierzył, że postępuje słusznie. W rzeczywistości było to dalekie od prawdy i pokazuje, jak głęboko choroba psychiczna dotknęła jego samego i jego otoczenie. Kilka dni przed śmiercią swojej matki Aaron zadzwonił do ojca i zostawił mu tę wiadomość głosową.
You guys have got to get out of there. Do not be home on Halloween. I'm serious. John, you got to renounce Emmanuel as the Savior. Go back to Jesus. I'm not shitting you. The Aryans are coming.
Trzeba pamiętać, że osoby doświadczające psychozy znacznie częściej padają ofiarami przestępstw niż je popełniają. Brak odpowiedniej opieki psychiatrycznej i wsparcia sprawia, że rodzinom takim jak Goodwinowie trudno jest uzyskać pomoc dla bliskich, gdy najbardziej jej potrzebują. 5 dzieci straciło matkę, a John żonę po 45 latach małżeństwa w wyniku bezsensownej przemocy.